Welcome to the South Bay Guitar Show, the show that's all about guitars and the people that play them. And our special guest for this episode is Jesse Damon.
How you doing?
Otherwise known as Tim to me, from back in the day.
Yes.
And you're a local South Bayite, and actually a Lawndale alum of local high school here.
Absolutely. I grew up in Hawthorne and went to Lawndale.
That's what I was going to say. I think of you and your band as the Hawthorne guys.
Yeah, Rage was the name of us, and it started my career off, and it was with chums of mine, good buds, and everybody wanted to play guitar back then.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun going to high school parties, going to see bands at school, and also concerts, and it just the bug bit me, and that's
Sure.
I just
Like
saw the guys
always.
up on stage and said that's what I want to do.
So Rage was your first real band?
It was. It consisted of two longtime buds, E.J. Kearse and Mark Hawkins, who both lived in Hawthorne. And Mark Hawkins and I went to Lawndale, and Mark stayed there for a couple of years at Lawndale and then eventually moved on to Hawthorne to graduate. But he's the one who kind of got me in and taught me a few of my first chords and gave me that bug again. I actually was part of winning a contest when I was 8 years old, and our family got involved and they put my name on it, and when we won a Fender Jazzmaster guitar and a little combo. So I started lessons at age 8.
So you got inspired at an early time.
Yeah. But at that time, I was getting, pulled right and left by friends going, come on, we need you to play outside, and, we're playing football now, put that thing down. So
Hard to give up, so a passion and a hobby.
But it came back in the high school days, so.
Now tell us, I know because I knew you guys back in the day, but tell us a little bit about Rage and some of the things you guys did and how you turned in, the name changed also.
Well, yeah, Rage, we came up with that because we really liked rock and roll, and it was fitting because it was aggressive and it was hard rocking. It just fit our personality of corralling around and raising a little bit of hell. We were a little bit rebels back then too, and so we came up with that name, and kind of had a lot of rivalry bands around the area, but we all respected each other and all supported each other. There was a few times where some of those bands we would be in competitions, Battle of the Bands.
Battle of the Bands.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so that was a lot of fun.
I think you and I were in
Probably,
at
yeah.
least one of those.
A lot of good friends back then were cheering us on and were happy for us, and we were really serious about it. We really wanted to do it and try and make a go of it as songwriters. And but of course, you have to start with playing cover tunes and playing your favorite cover tunes.
Right.
Back then was Sabbath, Zeppelin,
The standards.
yeah,
Right.
Deep Purple.
Now, I mentioned a second ago, the name changed. You guys became Silent Rage.
Yes.
What brought that on?
Well, what happened was we were starting to get serious in songwriting, and at a time where we wanted to record our first CD, we investigated and found out that there already was a recording artist named Rage on the East Coast. So we had built a following, and we didn't want to just throw it to the side and start over. So we thought about some of our favorite bands, which was Led Zeppelin, Quiet Riot, Black Sabbath, this soft, hard, soft kind of name, and it fit us and our moniker because we had a little lighter side and we had the tougher metal side or hard rock side. So there also at the same time happened to be a movie that came out in 1982.
George C. Scott.
Well, actually, it was Chuck Norris's movie.
Oh, not the original Rage.
No.
Okay.
So Silent Rage came out, but that was 82, and by 85 is when we really wanted to, and we were ready to change. And so we changed the name in 85, and a lot of things were happening. We met a music producer through another opportunity where the band was involved in the making of a movie, like a cult horror movie, and that producer was Paul Sabu, and he was a catalyst for really taking us down a professional pathway. And he was interested in us. He liked our sound. He came over and listened to us. And so from there we started to just demo with him, and he was out in the valley, so we'd go out there, and we put together probably 13, 14, 15 songs, and now we had an album. So
okay.
Now
Now I know you brought in some of your CDs here.
Yeah.
You want to give a little show of these?
Absolutely.
Talk a bit
now
about them?
some of these, actually this one right here, this is the second CD by Silent Rage, and the first one was called Shattered Hearts, and it was released surprisingly enough by a company in Hawthorne called Chameleon Music Group. And we had a friend named Steve Brownlee, and he was working at Chameleon, and he knew that he could probably get us a record deal. So we went and had a meeting, and he had known EJ and Mark pretty good from Hawthorne High School. They had met there, but later on, this was several years after. We're talking 8 years later, and so it was good to have a friend who is involved in the business side, and so we kind of
take it to the next level.
And you also kind of have a little trust there. It's a guy who's your own age, and he's doing his thing, and he's trying to make a go at it. So he was kind of looking after us, and he did. And so from that first album launched, and from that album, which surprisingly enough was like for imports, was in the top 10 for selling over in Europe and in England in 1987. So then came, we wanted to look and really get a major label deal and really launch pad from that first album. So we were looking for management and record labels, and we happened to do a show out in the valley, and it was Richard Marx, who was Glickman and Marx management firm for Kiss. And so we invited Mr. Marx to the show. He liked us. To make a long story short, we gave him some of our material on our first album. He told us Gene Simmons is putting together a new label and major label distribution. I'll pass this on to him.
Now this is a little bit like with Van Halen. Gene Simmons had a part in producing their first LP.
Absolutely. I don't know exactly their story, but I know he did. He did tell us about that too. He claims, and I guess he did discover them, and got them
Certainly
involved
helped them along.
Yeah, absolutely, and got them involved with getting signed, and Ted Templeman, as their producer and everything. So
now you guys really did. I want to say you really did a lot, because you toured and even opened for like Black Sabbath at one point. And
it was a great, exciting time. From this album, which was our second album called Don't Touch Me There, Silent Rage, and we were signed to Simmons RCA. Gene was taking care of us. He had a few different hats on. He was the label president, and he was also managing us. So he was getting us the right agency, booking agency, as well as going in and introducing us to radio, introducing us to MTV people.
It's great that band out of the South Bay did as much as what your band did. I mean, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at some of the guitars you brought in.
Absolutely. Brought a few from the arsenal here. This is from Don't Touch Me There era, and I was endorsing a company called Conklin. And this is called the Boomerang, and it was specifically made for the Don't Touch Me There tour. And I played this on tour while we opened up for Black Sabbath.
And it has the band's name on the 12th fret inlay.
The Silent Rage there.
That's
so that's a fave one. It's a total 80s guitar. Right. Next one is a workhorse of mine right now. It's one of my favorite Strats. American Deluxe, and
similar to what
I put a new pickup in it. It's a very hot pickup and real strong, solid pickup. It gives me a little bit thicker sound. I also had the Floyd put in it, and love Fenders, so gotta have one. I'm partial to the rosewood fretboard too, as opposed to the maple. This one right here is made by Tom Anderson, and this is a workhorse. This I got back in 1987, and I've had it for Shattered Hearts album as well as Don't Touch Me There. And I've recorded a lot of my solo album with this one. Tom Anderson custom Stratocaster.
Dual humbuckers and
yeah, it's got JB pickups. and it's got the other hot pickup that I had in the other guitar, the same one, with a JB in the neck position. So that's probably the longest standing I've had, and I can't let go of that one. And then I have another one here, which I like, this SG, and I use it for my slide work. Got a Joe Perry slide right here, and anytime I'm doing any slide, I tune this guitar up to open E chord, and it's just cherry. I just love it. So it's a pretty looking guitar.
That came from a special family member, right?
Absolutely. This was a birthday gift from my wife Lily, and she just knows how to pick guitars.
There you go.
Because this was the second one she's bought me. All right. And the one that I have right now that I'm wearing, this is the Les Paul reissue gold top. Got it in 2009, and this one is a workhorse for me too. It's I use it. It's probably my #1 guitar. I've taken it on a few different tours in the last 6 years. I played Rocklahoma with it, and I played Europe a few times with it. Played both this one and the Fender for the Firefest in 2011 in England. So
did it come equipped with the Seymour Duncan pickups?
No, I did put these in. These are really nice pickups. I like the sound of them. They're the newer style, and I like the sound of it. So I changed them out. And actually, I got the idea from Gilby Clarke, because I work with Gilby. He produced Silent Rage's 4th album, and he had the same kind of guitar, same reissue, and he had the same style pickup. So I kind of copied him. I'm a copycat, but you know, I like the sound.
Yeah,
so
that's what matters. Well, speaking of sound, I want to give it a go. I'll try to throw down a little rhythm you were showing me.
We're going to do a little rhythm that's famous for my artistry with Silent Rage, and just play a little bit of Rebel with a Cause. So.
Okay. I think I doubled on the B one time, but that's all right.
No problem.
Just
that was fun, bud.
That's one of your originals there.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to try another guitar, or you want to stick on this?
Absolutely. Let me try another guitar real quick.
Going for the Strat. Now we can see you left the cover back on this one. All springs and back in place? Or do you drop down to 3?
There we go.
Want to try a little heavy riff in A?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, turn it up. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
one, bud.
That's fun. That's fun. Now we have an acoustic over here,
Absolutely.
and I think there's something else that you've composed that maybe we could have a listen at.
Yes, all the CDs that I brought today, I have done 4 solo CDs real quick, and this was the very first one. It was The Hand That Rocks. Second one came, it's not here, but it's Nothing Else Matters, and the third is Rebel Within, and the latest, Temptation in the Garden of Eve.
Now, Jesse, is there a website where people, if they want to acquire these, they go to?
Yes, you can go to jessedamon.com. I have my
That's
own
simple.
website, and you can see and listen to all the material on there, and
There's some downloads they can preview and
absolutely
so
all
forth.
sorts of downloads and a lot of pictures. And
Great, great. Okay.
so, a lot of chords, a lot of technical
That's
stuff
all
here.
right. That's all right.
Okay.
Anyone that plays guitar knows that this is what goes with it. Very pretty.
Thank you.
How long ago did you compose that?
That was off my first solo album, and that's called Love Isn't Love Till You Give It Away.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you're still writing stuff as we speak?
I am. I have a brand new pathway that I took, and it's the genre has gone a little bit different direction. It's still got a little bit of rock in it, but it's really a southern rock meets country blues. And I really, I've been standing in the shadow of the blues for a while. It's been tugging at my heart, and I love it. But I started off and will always be a rocker. I love rock and roll.
But it's good to grow and expand.
Absolutely. It's
the blues being unlimited. There's
absolutely,
unlimited areas
and
to
it is,
explore.
it's peppered in here and there throughout all my artistry with Silent Rage, and I have another band now called Electric Caravan, and a couple guys that are local guys that have been playing for a long time, Kurt Markham on drums and Chris Tenori on bass, and we're a trio right now, but it's a lot of fun to go out and play live. And
you're still gigging the Southland and
I
elsewhere?
am, yeah. Once in a while I get offers to go, you know, either Europe or, you know, throughout the States, and a lot of Vegas, you know, just wherever the offers come, you know, if it sounds right and it's within my means, yes, I go for it. So,
you know, speaking of the blues, why don't we take it out
absolutely
on a little blues jam?
Sounds good. Let me get the guitar on.
Choose your weapon.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, I want to thank you again for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Ah, my pleasure.
Appreciate
Good to
that.
see you again. Take it in
Thanks so
something
much,
in
Jim.
A.
Absolutely.
Good.
Thank you.